Good evening, everybody. My name is Ito, and I'm happy to bring you another match of ESEA Main Season 33. Tonight, we're going to be seeing Vanquish Gaming face off against GGPR Esports. Now, both of these teams have been doing relatively well. Vanquish Gaming, unfortunately, their last match, they did have to have two stand-ins, and they lost pretty dramatically to the now, I want to say, number 3 seed in the ESEA Main, Warfare GG. It was a 16-5 loss, but I mean, I think it was even more convincing than that in some points. But now they have their full regular roster back in action. Boomy and David have joined the party and are looking to improve their record yet again in ESEA Main. They're currently 8-5, while GGPR are 10-3. So taking just a gander at both these teams on paper, you do give just a little bit of an edge to the side of GGPR. However, as we can see, or as we can say from the prior history of ESEA Main matches that we've watched before, that is very pliable to change. We've seen crazy upsets, even just in ESEA Main. We saw the number 1 seed get taken down a peg by West Coast waifus. So anything can happen, but it's all going to start on the pistol. Gilgamesh watching for the inevitable cavalry of terrorists bursting out from the con. But we'll back up just as quickly, so the T's will get themselves out relatively safely towards mid and long, respectively. A pop play surely going to be in order, because you see David and Nice both have smokes and double flashes apiece. However, the rotates are starting to come through. 3 players soon join the CT defense here, and that could definitely halt or perhaps change the plans entirely of Vanquish. They seem committed to this, so with the flashes and smokes coming up, Gilgamesh will be the first one to find a kill. Going to be far from the last, though, because XHQ will get one in return, and suddenly a streak of yellow appears in the kill feed as 3 terrorists strike to find blood. Low gets one right back in the action, though, and sure, the trades are a little bit chaotic, but it will end up consolidating in the favor of Vanquish Gaming here as they look to close it out in a 2-on with 2 players left standing, excuse me. Low, no chance of life, no chance to make a clutch happen, as it will be Vanquish Gaming winning the pistol round. And I mean, sure, they lost 2 players right off the bat, but I have to say, for the most part, that was a pretty convincing victory from the T side of Vanquish Gaming. I mean, they just kind of got all the frags towards the end. Low was, once the bomb was down, the only person to really find a kill and really give GGPR a chance at making that retake happen, but just closed it out very cleanly. So default is in order. Oh, I love this. So triple boost. We see this relatively often. If a team is practiced for it, it could definitely lead to a bit of death and destruction. However, I don't feel like pulling it out on this of all rounds is your best bet, and they seem to realize it. I'll just quickly back off the position since I haven't found any fruits bore from the tree of life back into this round, and another opportunity given to Low and 4-shot as completely blinded David gives up his MAC-10 to the CT side. And rotate, execute in towards B very, very quickly. Nice will lead the charge. Low actually killing himself as he falls from heaven. And he goes down to hell. And it's looking an awful lot like a second for Vanquish Gaming. And I think it's actually kind of important to mention, because Low did end up, it counted as a suicide, they're only going to have $400, I believe, heading into this next round. Because you don't get that loss bonus if you kill yourself. Never mind, I don't know what I was thinking of. I have bad memory or bad game sense, one of the two. I mean, either way, though, it's still not going to be a pretty buy. GGPR are going to have about 2,500 per, with the exception of 4-shot, who's slightly above that margin, and Low, the S-Deer in question, only having about 2,800. Either way, not a very promising round for GGPR, but they'll try to make the most of what they can put together. But the stack is in the wrong direction entirely. It's like they're just practicing and execute right now, the T's, as the CTs will be a bit late to the party and they'll get kicked out of the house before they can even grab a drink. David with the first will be far from the last as the meat grinder is ready to wind up and start cleaning up some members. However, Corin and Daff, they meet, and Corrin is on the receiving end of a couple of P250 shots. Sure, Daff is weak, but this, I mean, if they can keep the T's locked into the site, this could be a considerable amount of damage done. It's a big if, though, and unfortunately, the CTs don't seem to be able to actually make it happen. Boomy, nice cleanup in the round, will put himself on 3 kills, and Vanquish on 3 rounds. Pretty solid start from Vanquish so far. They got the pistol in the follow-up rounds. That second round was pretty much the only realistic attempt to make that force-up happen. Again, that third was basically a shoo-in for them. But here's where the real challenge begins, because GGPR, although it's not going to be the best buy in the world, they still are going to be able to put together a decent enough buy, and they will be able to deliver immediately. Nearly just 20 seconds into the round, Corrin immediately strikes down one player. Corrin been the first to die a lot, at least in these first 3 rounds. This time, it's no exception. Hey, what's up, Text? How you doing? Oh, knees. He actually extends for a single kill. The second a wide peek is punished and low. Although he gets out cleanly. GGPR, things are definitely looking up for them in this one. Gun round looking solid, and sure, the CTs have had to use a bit of their utility. But the T's have barely had to expend theirs. Keep an eye on David. He could definitely set up Vanquish for an execute onto the site of some sort. Realizes it. Will downgrade to a Mach 10. Boomy and Tix both eat a ton of damage before that execute can even begin. Effectively just zoning them out of the B-bomb site and forcing them to change up the equation, at least somewhat here. David, still the BMOC, will look to make this utility A+ for them. Oh, Tex says, came to support during a non-polar ace match. Haha, did some stuff here. Yo, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you coming through. Now you can hear me say my favorite one-liners over and over again, and maybe Lo can share his favorite jokes to them, because jokes on Vanquish, they can't even get up towards long without finding a nasty player awaiting them. A nice double from Lo to complete the triple, and Boomy will just be left to save this AWP all by his lonesome. Text also says, rooting for GGPR strictly because 4-shot, and I think that's also important to mention. GGPR finally getting their first, have a pretty impressive roster. Again, they've made a decent run of form in this season. They're 10-3, and towards the top of the charts. Want to extend it even further, as you might imagine. Bit of a slow buy from GGPR, but I don't think it'll matter much, as a lot of the action is happening elsewhere. It's a standard default from Vanquish. They keep a player dedicated, trained on the angle at B, while everybody else tries to whittle and funnel their way out towards long. But 4-shot, the player in question, ends up immediately again striking down Corrin. This is now starting to become a recurring trend in this round, in this game so far. Corrin has been first one down some of these rounds. Hasn't exactly had the hottest start to the game so far, but there's still time for him to step up massively. Don't count him out. However, from this round, you can count out 2 players so far for Vanquish, as they've already shed a bit of blood. GGPR will gladly take that. Sure, there's plenty of utility for Vanquish to try to make an execute happen, but it's going to be severely handicapped just by the numbers alone. Definitely a difficult ask, but I'll try to deliver. He's ready to entry frag in. Molotov, smoke, all the work's coming through. Here comes the falls. Hiding behind pillar will be Def, and Def is able to deliver in spades, at least with one. David, though, actually is able to cause some of the only damage that the T's can actually get going here, as he finds one with his actual gun and a second with a Molotov. Boomy will now have to do it alone against 3, and he finds the first no problem, but he has kind of a target strictly placed on his back, and that means GGPR is just going to be able to clean up from there, save the rifles, save the money, and put themselves in a really solid situation now to get another one on the board. However, Vanquish, they still have choices on how they want to buy into this one here. Looking to keep their money fully in check. They'll choose not to force up entirely. Just going to stick to the Desert Eco. Some people not even buying a Deagle Boomy, only with a Glock. I can imagine a relatively fast-paced round. Oh, Gilgameshi. That's over at Water and Connector. Already takes down, well, who else but Korin. Another first down. Oh man, 4-shot out of the picture, but Daff is ready to step up to the plate. What is that? Just a complete massacre from GGPR. I mean, I didn't even have time to really comprehend that. That was exactly how you want an eco round to go, but, or an anti-eco round, I should say. But man, that was just kind of a blistering pace, really. Text joins and GGPR start winning the rounds, and it's really hard to deny results like that. Oh, another quick B play seems to be in the works. Nice doesn't want to run through the fire, will instead change his direction over at Water, where Gilgameshi is gladly going to take a free kill. Surely might actually be able to find a second one before he gives up the ghost. Tix, now tagged down low, joins the party of weakened players on Vanquish. This push already halted. Gilgameshi lurking it from behind gives up his life, though. That's a little bit more space for Vanquish to work with, meaning that the T's still have a horse in this race. That being said, though, Low is also very much in this picture. Gets Boomy no problem and will back up in kind. Sure, they have a player anchored at A, but all the action seems to be dissipating from the T side, rather, over at the opposing side. Utility set up. Korin looks to join the dead party once again here, entering in, and unfortunately can't quite put himself in the kill feed in the way that he wants. David, the shots don't connect, and nor do the rounds. A save comes through from Vanquish. Now they'll definitely be forced onto those Desert Eagles or worse. Lighter utility as well, and Vanquish seemed really interested in the idea of just bringing it to mid over, or bringing it to B rather, over and over. Seem to want to change things up at least a little. More connector control coming through. That means a lot of good for Gilgameshi, though, because he'll be able to find two, no problem. The flash comes through, though, and ends up eventually leading to his demise. But that's 2 free kills, right? Just like that, excuse me. And while the trades are coming through, it definitely does still favor GGPR, meaning that if they can just keep this up, it's most likely going to be another one for them. 4-shot will make it so, with a Desert Eagle, the sidearm manages to get a primary kill. And with barely much time elapsed through the round, Tix will be left all by his lonesome against 3. With a picked up rifle and 100 HP, as well as a Molotov and the bomb, it's not impossible. It's hard, but if he can get this first kill into, example, someone like XHQ, who's slowly but surely lurking their way around, there is an actual chance for him to make this happen. Smoke also picked up. He has that under his belt, so perhaps he could at least try to force a plant on the A site. That smoke in question, checking every single angle. He is being diligent about this. Meanwhile, the positions, 4-shot is basically the only person who can cause some immediate damage, and I mean, Text pointed him out for a reason. Let's say he can do it again. 4-shot, though. Here's Tix stomping around on the A bomb site. We'll call for a couple of rotations in a couple of seconds. 4-shot will be first to the table, though. Tix now has open range. Try to make a clutch happen. Rotates will be a bit slow coming in. Tix has second thoughts about actually dedicating through here. Here's footsteps of the CTs, and we'll find the first kill, but eats a bit of damage for doing it. From there on out, the CTs are completely primed on his position, and will just easily take down that kill, no problem whatsoever, meaning that despite the best efforts of GGP, or of Vanquish and Co., GGPR will still snatch it away. Good attempt, and I mean, all things considered, that was a really, really strong force round from Vanquish. They got the bomb down, plus 3 guns out of the hands of the CTs. I mean, that's going to definitely give you plenty of money to work with in the coming rounds. back to B they go. They seem to really be tuned in over at this area. I don't exactly echo the same vision that they have, and well, it doesn't seem that GGPR do either. Sure, they eat a bit of spam, but Corrin will gladly take a kill in return. Gilgameshi takes down Nice meanwhile, so it's a 4-on-4. The spam is right on from David. If he just kept dedicated to the cause, he might have been able to find another. Oh, XHQ could easily spoil the fun, though, but looks the wrong direction. Gilgameshi will gladly trade things out, though, and this one-off position ends up only being a one-off position. Corrin, this is exactly why I said not to count him out. He's starting to show up in this game with a triple in this one, and all up to 4-shot this time. He's the one who ruined the hopes and dreams of Tix by giving all the information on where he was located. Now it's time for him to face the music. Changes out to an M4, so he's going for this entirely here. He's dedicated to the cause. Corrin, though, primed on it, might be able to complete the quad kill. It would have to require basically a miracle at this point for 4-shot to get away with this. He gives up his position just like that, jumps through the smoke, and it's going to be a quad. No problem for Corrin. Talk about making up for your losses. Again, it wasn't exactly the hottest start for Corrin and the side of Vanquish Gaming for the most part. Sure, they had a couple of bruises and bumps, but they're keeping it competitive on the T side of Overpass, which is really important. Meaning they can still try to, milk this for all that it's worth. Small tactical pause, I would imagine, coming through. Before heading right back into the round. GGPR haven't exactly felt forced to change up their positions whatsoever. I feel like the main success of that round from Vanquish was just being able to punish that immediate jump spot over at B in particular. I feel like was the key to making things work out. But from there, I mean, I feel like the CTs are going to be easily able to adjust, at least in theory. This seems to actually be a technical pause instead of a tactical pause, hence the extended break time. But I'm sure we'll be back in the action, no problem. Quick little cursory glance at the scoreboard as well reveals that David is doing the best on the side of Vanquish. 104 ADR in this first half, while Daff not far behind at 96. Not even at the top of the scoreboard. He's 5 and 6, but he's doing incredible. It's a close game, though, and promising in a lot of aspects from both sides. GGPR, I mean, they've been able to string together 5 in a row before Vanquish finally get back on the board. I mean, the map is their canvas. The CTs can definitely change up their setup. They have a lot of good ideas on where Vanquish are going early on in the round. Think about that nade that GGPR threw in towards water. That was, I mean, that could have been a round changer in itself if they actually managed to get the kill to capitalize upon it, but Corrin just went nuclear. 4 kills in that one. Definitely the savior of the day. I really hope this pause ends soon. This is starting to take a while. I have another match at 8, by the way, so I'm a little bit worried that I won't be done in time. But that's life sometimes. Internet issues be damned. Guess if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But in the meantime, if it takes much longer, I might just toss it to some music. Who's to say, though, how long this will take? I'm trying to think of like the other big things that have really helped or hindered Vanquish Gaming so far, because it's hard to really like see a lot of crazy depth in a couple of these rounds, because I feel like on some points they haven't exactly been absolutely crazy from GGPR. It just kind of felt like solid hold for the most part, no crazy multi-kill rounds or anything of the sort. Vanquish Gaming just unable to adapt to the B hold in particular. It's kind of fell flat on their face, but you know, there's more than one way to crack an egg. And Vanquish Gaming finally breaking through, realized that in round number 9. Continuing finally on to round number 10. If you're just joining, this is GGPR versus Vanquish Gaming in ESEA Main Season 33. And right back into the action we go. Vanquish Gaming have kept it competitive after a nice start on the pistol and forceps, and finally getting their first round, or first gun round together. Oh, check this. So are they going for the boost up? I like it. Early on, they seem to want to dedicate to this a lot. They're expecting Vanquish to take up water. However, a lot of control is happening elsewhere. Low and 4Shot will be watching for a connector push from Tix and Co. And the flash is great, but 4Shot is better. Takes down one, no problem. Low, who's also situated in bathroom, spots a leg and will choose to back up just as quickly. So that's a big gun out of the hands of Vanquish. Meaning that really GGPR don't have to use that setup that they were set up for. The 3-person boost, because 4Shot is really just getting all the shots that he needs as he's looking to make it a triple. Nice kill from Boomy, though. Completely converts it right back. Not quite in the favor of Vanquish, but in the firing range of them. And they were getting in the firing range of 4Shot, who's gotten 4 kills. He's staying true to his name. He is obliterating everybody. He is single-handedly putting this round in the favor of GGPR. And I was saying, GGPR haven't been getting these crazy multi-kill rounds, but 4Shot shuts me right up as he's looking to complete the ace. Only needs one more player left to do it, and David will walk right into his crosshairs. In just a moment, but David is better to it. There's a reason this man coaches. It's because he can take down the big guns like that. Nice secondary kill as well, this time onto XHQ. It can actually swing right back into his favor as he finds a couple of kills on his way to the grave. But at the end of the day, that 4K really sealed the deal for 4Shot. There's not much you can do when the AWPer is just raining terror upon you like that. I mean, the CTs will take that any day of the week. It's another round through for GGPR as they improve their record on the CT side. And this is definitely the kind of start, a very expected CT half. Statistically favored map. The rotates have been solid from GGPR if they were even necessary at some points. I mean, in that round last time wasn't exactly necessary when people like 4Shot were getting all the kills. And ooh, David and Koran are eating all the nades. Heavy amount of damage onto both of them. 70 on David and about half for Koran. You see how GGPR are playing a lot safer with the spam. Sure, there's still kind of a call and response system in order here, but David is on the receiving end of it. Plenty of shots come through. It's a full-on war zone at this point here, but it's the absolute chaos on site. The CTs will end up reigning supreme for the most part. The lit players are all getting taken down, capitalized upon their weak HP, and eventually things will consolidate all onto one player, Boomy, who was absent from the last game, but although he shows up, it's not enough to piece together another round. Again, it's another case where Vanquish are able to cause a lot of damage on their way out of the round, but aren't able to actually put the number together. That really starts bogging down their economy after a little bit of time. If you look at their money, I mean, sure, they've only lost a couple of rounds in a row, and Vanquish Gaming have that full loss bonus coming through, but the money is really not that promising, all things considered. If Vanquish were to lose this one, and even if it's in the same fashion that they have lost some of their past rounds, we might not be able to see Vanquish buy up in the next coming round. Oh man, especially if Gilgamesh is going to try to run rampant with a Krieg and play. The spam is good, but not good enough to actually convert into a kill. Nade will try to finish up the job. Elsewhere, though, XHQ has fallen. He only had a UMP that he gave up. And Daff will strike right back to make it an even game. Right back to square one for Vanquish. They've effectively split up the defense, meaning that taking a site will be a bit of an easier shot for them. But, oh, what was that? Nasty from 4Shot. Threads the needle right onto David, and the triple stack towards A almost seems a bit overkill when you have this guy holding it down. You don't even need anybody else. Tix will take down Low, cracking open the site one at a time, and they'll all peek him one at a time too. They just gave him a real shot at closing it out right there, right now, but taken right back into their grasp. Vanquish Gaming, not much HP left to spare, still have a decent shot at making this one happen. 4Shot, the sole defender of the A bomb site, has failed or has yet to really give up the ghost so far. Who's to say that he'll give up the fight now? 4Shot now. Adjust over towards Truck and misses an uncharacteristic shot, but won't miss the follow-up here. Now hits the second one onto 4Shot. Or onto Tix, excuse me. 4Shot is so damn good. The sniper will not falter as he steps up, no problem. Continues to make the CT half look easy for GGPR, and as expected, the money for Vanquish, yeah, I mean, it wasn't the worst of rounds, but it's not going to be enough money for them to actually piece together anything promising. Because of that, back onto pistols they go. Jeez, I mean, they seem to have the idea of seizing long. It's a decent idea. I respect it. I'm not sure if it's going to work out, though, because, again, this is where 4Shot reigns supreme. That being said, though, take a look at all the CT positions. They're nowhere to be found. They've effectively given up long control entirely. Sure, Vanquish will choose to play this slow, just they have no idea on where these CTs could possibly be, but that smoke completely dictates how GGPR are going to play it on the A site. Meaning, while Vanquish Gaming have a decent shot at making things work here, it's equally as good for the CTs too. Low with a nice flashbang through, sees the T's start funneling through towards long, and it's just going to be open range for them to reign supreme with the M4s. However, the shots don't quite connect in the same way that they would have hoped. The spray is a little bit iffy, meaning that Vanquish Gaming are able to convert that bomb plant into something a little bit more. They could actually win the round from here on out, especially if Corrin keeps hitting shots like that first one. And although the second one is a little bit of a whiff on both sides, it does favor Vanquish in the end of the day. Gilgameshi has something to say about it, though. Strikes right back with a single kill on this retake. Now needs to make it a second one. On to Boomy, who only has a Desert Eagle to his name. Position given up, and Gilgameshi, a bit of a crazy spray, but the shots connect, and so will yet another round. The reign of dominance continues for GGPR as they now make it to 9. It was very competitive for the first part of this first half, but from here on out, GGPR have been really able to do everything that they want. That was one of the most promising rounds that we saw from Vanquish in a while, and it was on a full save. Well, not a full save. It was a force-up with deagles and upgrade pistols, but, I mean, it was not as good as some of their gun rounds. That's what I'm trying to get across. I'm sure they can agree with me in that sense. Back to B they go, Vanquish. They seem to like their fortune here. XHQ, who backs off the angle, is still able to get one before he leaves and tries to extend for a second. The spray is a bit crazy again, but despite the crazy sprays, GGPR will always be able to deliver on these kills, but same story with Boomy and his AWP. Now a second in the round. Vanquish have a real decent shot at making this one work. Daff is bleeding internally. That nade, although it barely touches him. Oh my god, they aren't watching for Gilgameshi coming from behind. I was going to say Vanquish have a decent shot at this, but they forgot the X Factor, the backstab at the end of the day. Daff, as well as Gilgameshi, easily clean up the opposition. On to double digits they go when things are looking up for them. Another full buy completely just disappears in just a couple of seconds. These have been some very quick rounds from Vanquish Gaming, and a lot of the time they haven't been on the favorable end of it. A little bit of damage taken. On to 4Shot. Let's try to go for an early peek. Ooh, actually it's a little bit more damage. He's down to 67. Not that it matters too much. I mean, they're up against Kriegs and AKs. I don't think it's going to change the world. But any round that Vanquish Gaming can get, a 10-5 is not the easiest scoreline to work with, but it's okay enough for Overpass, I believe. Very slow round now. Vanquish Gaming bringing things to a halt as they try to crack open some sort of entry into a site of some sort. Nice tagged heavily, stays alive for the time being, but take a look at Gilgameshi. This position single-handedly can completely spoil the fun. And indeed it does. That's another exit completely blocked off. David, unfortunately unable to check all the angles, will eventually fall victim to one. I'll take a look at these positions too. Boomy, I'm not sure if Daft spotted that. Oh, he's watching for it. Perfect angle. Will just allow Boomy to be on the receiving end, just basically feeding a free kill or not. Boomy's so damn quick on that trigger. They actually have a decent shot at this one, especially since 4Shot bleeding internally has to back off his position. XHQ has the same set of beliefs, but it's a, oh god, I didn't even realize it was a collateral from, God, what's his name? 4Shot. I was like, where did that other player just disappear to? But of course, there's a 4Shot factor. Why is this guy so damn good? It's just like genuinely frustrating to have to play against him because he's just completely zoning them out. 4-11 at half is far from a strong far from a strong T side rather for Vanquish Gaming. But we'll try to make up for it. Back onto pistols, everybody goes. And if they're looking to change their fortune, now's the time to start it. This is where everybody's on even footing. I'll take a look. Very aggressive peek from Boomy out towards Fountain right now. This is a very punishable position too, and he realizes it. Although he sustains heavy damage, he will back up into relative safety. And what is this? Gilgameshi ruins the dreams of two players on the side of Vanquish. And again, I say dreams because that was their best shot at getting back into this game. But on the verge of going down flawlessly, GGPR are just going to completely crush Vanquish on that second pistol too. Oh, that's just so painful. Of the 4 rounds that Vanquish have gotten so far in this match, 3 of them have been on that pistol round or the follow-ups. They only won a single gun round in that first half, and now they don't even have that thing to call theirs. Everything bought up to try to give themselves a fighting chance in this second round, number 17, but the setting is elsewhere. The stack will push their way through T-spawn, and Gilgameshi is watching it for behind. He could be in for a wonderful frag clip of his own, because he just has to bide his time before the CTs just come flowing right into his crosshair. Nice is the first to fall victim, and Tix will be the second. And, well, Daff is able to return with yet another kill, too. Boomy is the only person who could really stem the wound. David also has a shot at it, but knowing the teaser is going to play slow. GGPR absolutely have no need to force their hand just yet. We'll choose to play this one a bit wisely and force the hand of Vanquish game just a little bit. 4Shot delivering as ever. We'll take down Boomy first, meaning that there's only one player remaining for the CT side. The only barrier separating them from 13 rounds. But he has to pull off a 1 versus 5 with a CZ, and as you imagine, he's even realized that's kind of an impossible task. So he's just going to save the full armor as well as that little sidearm. Maybe if he's lucky, he can upgrade to a rifle. But I don't exactly have the highest hopes for it. Oh man, what is this? Daff. Completely obliterates David. Shots don't connect, and it's just really scary headlines now. Doom and gloom conquers the server, at least on the CT side of things, as pistols, some not even upgraded, is all that Vanquish are going to be able to pull together for this one. Boomy forces up a mag 7 and full armor. I mean, this is very high risk, and I can't even say high reward. Although this triple boost could work out for them. Nice is topping it. Full stack over at B. If GGPR get a decent read on this, They're watching for pushes yet again, and they're being awfully intricate over at A. I don't think they're going to be able to walk into this. They're going to walk into this, I should say. Especially if at least one CT just gives up the ghost a little. They're going to have a very good read on the situation. You see that GGPR, though, are still expecting a stack. I mean, it could be anywhere. The stack could be literally anywhere, and so they're just going to check all their angles as a result. 4-shot clears every single nook and cranny, but the CTs have already rotated their way over towards site, and they're waiting on the actual bomb site itself, too. They're not really trying to force the issue just yet. Boomy giving up his position is on borrowed time here, but the Max 7 actually manages to deliver with one. Nice with another as he gets flashed through the smoke. And just like that, Vanquish Gaming have an in back into this round, back into this game somehow, some way. It's all collapsing on GGPR now as suddenly they're feeling forced to push their way into the B site. Koren, and David both try to hold the line, and none of the pistols will be able to find anything from there on out, but that could have gone very south very quickly. Crisis averted as GGPR set themselves comfortably on 14 rounds, only 2 away from closing things out versus Vanquish. And really, this is their last decent shot at making things work. A full buy in the works. A missed Molotov is not a good way to start things. Fully blinded AWP as well. Just adds to the wound, really. Oh, take a look at this super aggressive setup. I'm not sure if David is spotted, though. He is. He's actually going to be able to pick up 1 kill, not even trade it out as well. They're going to try to extend for that and actually find decent results on 1. However, the CTs are all grouped up at the B bomb site here. Gilgameshi will be the next to die, this time at the hands of Tix, and this gun round is looking a lot more favorable now. This time, Vanquish Gaming are going to be able to put together something very solid as they put themselves up on 5. Things might not be over just yet for the side of Vanquish. A very, very solid gun round comes through. Sure, GGPR take the pace a little bit faster than they normally would. They don't check all their corners in the same way, and a player like David is able to easily open up that round. But GGPR still want to close things out as quickly as they can. Buy up fully into this. Nice. Could cause problems. He's had a slower game. He's one of our players to watch, and the only thing we watch is watching him die at a UMP, nonetheless. Now another solid man advantage, made even sweeter of a deal by Gilgamesh, who finds a double entry in towards the B bomb site. And grounded right back to reality, Vanquish go, as they went from a really solid gun round to being on the receiving end of a very solid gun round. Both players rotate over at B. But a push is happening over towards A, and I can't really see this being anything other than a win. Maybe the guns, the guns are surely going to be saved from the CT side. There's almost no reason they should dedicate to actually retaking this site with only 1 kit, light utility in play. GGPR is still being awfully intricate, though. They know what hurt them last time, and they aren't one to make mistakes again. Lots of information given up just by the footsteps of Boomy and Koren. They're actually going for this. They're going for this retake. They know that's do or die right now. Boomy is at least committed to the cause, and Koren probably has a safer move in this sort of situation. Chooses to save the sniper, and that's going to be their beacon of hope heading into the possible last round of the game. $2,400 will be flooding into the pockets of GGPR. Or of Vanquish, excuse me. Vanquish, they've had a really rough road so far. It's also interesting to keep in mind that Boomy, second highest in the entire server, although his team is losing now 15-5, he has 21 kills. If you're talking about beacons of hope on this roster, he is prime example number 1. Incredible showing despite the lackluster results, and Maybe he'll try to add another couple to the kill feed before Vanquish Gaming clock out for the night. Possible final round again. Number 21 in play. Aggressive from Nice as he tries to hold long, but he gets completely blinded by the light. However, they seem to be revved up like a douche. Want to push their luck maybe just a bit more. Nice, good response, finds one. Boomy with a second. The auto shotgun comes alive and finds a second, and just like that, Vanquish looked solidly in the driver's seat. Where was this last round? They go from looking completely lost to actually having a real shoo-in to get another one on the table here. Tix falls. Sure, but it's still going to be a 2-on-4, near impossible task. Maybe if Boomy gives up his head, there's a shot, because Nice is bleeding. Probably not going to have a decent chance at staying alive on a retake, but he has an AWP. It's a lot of games of if. I don't see a lot of realities where this could work out. But they're starting to try to find every single one. The auto shotgun, it delivers with another, and Boomy, who would have thought the auto shotgun would have been the savior of this round? Apparently not me, and not GGPR either. Continuing the fight will be Vanquish. Now put together number 6. And the buy, it's not going to be very good for GGPR, too. However, they've done more with less. They're not out of it just yet, but they even realize it's probably not best to force up crazy rifles or anything of the sort, and just try and get together the best buy they possibly can. Nice is on the hunt for some terrorist blood. He actually could get some pretty decent results. Though he has an M4A1, only so many bullets in that thing. Surely it will be enough to deal with the pistols, and he's not going to overstay his welcome. He'll toss down a nice welcome mat. Same story with Koran, but they all get dusted off and thrown out. Not exactly the best of rounds for GGPR. They can't exactly get a solid foothold in this. However, they're given a chance with one. The CTs exist, though, and the rifles will almost always beat pistols any day of the week, and Nice is going to prove exactly that as he domes 4-shot immediately. 4-on-2. Soon to be a 4-on-1, surely, here. Oh, wait a second. That's an AWP, actually, retrieved from low. Are they actually going to oh my god, they could actually do this. Krieg's now in play from XHQ. A 4-on-3 is far from an impossible task. They might not be ready for Boomy, who's just around the corner with that scoped rifle over at Graffiti, but even he could, oh my god, no. XHQ, please don't do it to Boomy right now here. He's not ready for the second. Oh, and the double peek is perfect, but it's a double fake. Low gets the bomb down, and already this is proving to be a very fruitful round from GGPR. Double smokes picked off. Big angle smoked off too, but Low still has one hell of a task under his belt to try to conquer this round and take GGPR to their ever eluded 16. He's going to back up, bide his time. The utility is already all gone from the CTs, meaning that they have to take on Low face to face here. Low will find the first face and take him down face to face, and suddenly he tries to find a second, but Boomy, the 1 HP warrior, will just deny the miracle round from GGPR. Just barely, though. 7 for the CT side. They have a long way to go before they can even think about overtime, much less winning the game. But that was a very scary, solid gun round pistol round from GGPR. If they can recreate that same success that they had last time, this time, it could be bad news. However, speed is the name of the game for the side of GGPR this time. David might not be ready for the absolute pace. 2 players at the ready, soon to be 3 because Tix is already watching, and it could be really terrible news if GGPR were pushing off of this one here. They realize it too. Nice little boost up over towards Sandbags. Oh, it finds him a kill. Daft with a second. I think that was through the smoke onto Boomy too, and oh, I think just like that it might be over. There's almost no way that they drag themselves back into this. Surely Nice will have to pull off a miracle. He gets the first, no problem, but it's ending as quickly as it began. GGPR, just absolutely brutal pace, closes things out very quickly, and GGPR are going to end that 16-7, despite the best attempts. Vanquish Gaming cannot quite overcome the beast, as they will now improve to an 11-3 record in ESEA main. I mean, this is kind of an expected result because we've seen upsets, we've seen all of that. But man, was that just a little bit crazy. Well, for me, that's going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and actually bring it over to a different channel. If you guys enjoyed this, please feel free to follow or drop a Twitch Prime if that's your thing. If not, it's also totally understandable. I hope you guys just have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Ito, and I'll see you soon for some more Counter-Strike action soon. Later.